Now, this video is based upon should convicted felons be allowed to own guns. On that note, I believe that they should. However, the political parties feel that no convicted felon of a felony should ever own their guns. However, a lot of people get confused and thinking that when they hear states reinstating people gun laws who have been convicted felons, that they get their gun rights back after a certain period of time, maybe after 5 years. Now, what you don't understand is this, and I probably watched a lot of videos on this, but you need to be very, very, very careful here. Now, let's say you call a felony a state felony in California or a state felony in Texas. Now, with those felonies, you can probably get them sponged after maybe 5 years, or they reinstate your gun rights back. Now, what federal law does is that if the state law honors the expunsion of the felony, then they can prosecute them if they, because the simple fact is this felonies no longer exist because they had got expunged. Now, this does not apply for federal felonies. Now, you say, well, federal felons, like me, myself, because I was convicted in a federal court, I don't hold the same rights as people who was convicted of a state courts. See, I was federal. So federal law says that I can never possess or own a gun unless I get a petition through the ATF, which is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. However, Congress has denied them to process petitions, to process petitions that they can never, basically they will not process my paperwork, and therefore, to me, I consider that's unconstitutional. The only way I can get pardoned, or I get my gun rights, if I get pardoned, a presidential pardon. Now, how likely is someone to get a presidential pardon? That's unfair. Now, I have a thing, and I feel like this is a slippery slope. I read a lot of comments, and I really want to say something about comments. Whether you want to be biased or whatever, however the situation is, it is prejudice without cause or reason or doubt to sit there and hold something against someone just because they make mistakes. Now, I can understand someone who committed murder or who did something really horrible to the point that you say that, that person should never own a gun. However, the fact is, the government is supposed to be based upon logic. As a person, as an individual human being, I have studied. I took time to evaluate myself. I paid my debt to society by doing my time. And for that, this is what I came with, logical. If government claims to be logic, this is something that they do not understand here. A logic. If a criminal really want to get a gun, there's no stopping him. He's going to get a gun, legal or illegally. Okay, it doesn't stop any man who wants to take someone's life. The thing is, the guns don't kill people. It's stupid people who kills people. However, it is constitutional. It's a constitutional right. Now, I can understand you can suspend a person constitutional when he forfeits it during a period of his probation, of his parole, or parole or probations, or serving a prison term. I can understand that. But banning him from life, from owning a gun, that's unfair. Now, I understand that. Josh Allender said it in plain sight. He wrote, I believe that if someone that has committed a crime and served their time, once they are released from parole or probation, they deserve to be treated as an equal citizen of the United States. I don't see how we as a country can still legally, openly discriminate against someone in this country in 2012. It is amazing how we can help as cons to be productive and of law-abiding taxpayers. When all is said, you still discriminate and say, no, you can't. You had your chance. Do we only give people the opportunity at life, or are there any second chances for people? I have no doubt that anyone in this entire world has made mistakes and mistakes and mistakes. We all make mistakes. People probably watching this right now probably don't have no felonies. But you made a mistake. You probably just didn't call for it. However, you look at something, you know, or you did nothing severe to you know, to basically be prosecuted as a form of a felony. However the situation is, you know, it's just people out there who got convicted of a felony just by being around somebody, you know, or having a gun around, or someone who wrote a bad check, got a felony. Now you tell me that person is born for the rest of their life for not having a gun to protect themselves in their home? Now, I hope and pray that the political parties may watch this video. I doubt it, because I'm really how they consider nobody. Because when you think about it and you use your logic, there are ways you can sustain it, and you can put a cap on it. For example, you can restore people who have felonies, certain people with felons, like non-violent people with felons. You can give them their rights back. You can say, hey, you might not can carry it, but you can have it in your home. But banning for someone, there's no statute of separating felony. A felony is considered a felony. So therefore, that's unfair and it's unconstitutional. However the situation is, I'm a very logical man. And if you claim to be logical, then you should understand that no man will ever be submissive to a point that he will allow himself to be put into harm's way while defending himself. You can make all those comments all you want and saying, oh, he had a second chance. But you know what? Those same people who say dumb shit like that have never stepped aside and to evaluate themselves. Most people I have met, and I only did a little time in federal prison, but I have met some of the wisest, some of the smartest men that I ever met in my whole life. Smarter than people who are in college. Some of the wisest people I ever met that made a mistake and they wish they could take back. But until you put in our position and you pray that you're not put into our positions, then you will see what we're talking about. Because many people who are out there in the queues, many people out there doing things taken away. You can't vote. You can't do that. You can't do that. Or the states can impose your voting rights back. But good luck on that. It's prejudice. Prejudice was our cause. That's no different. And you say it's a land. This is the land of freedom, and it's not. Because if that's the case, that's the same thing when they did to black people in this country, African Americans, when they denied us of our equal rights leaderships. And now you discriminate against con artists. I mean, not against con artists, but against felonies. We still a human being. And for you to do that, you're discriminating against a particular and being prejudiced on that part. You once said, y'all political parties once said that black people are inferiors, a low rank of humans being, saying that we would never amount to anything. And now we got a president of the United States that's Barack Obama. We have been proven facts of discrimination is nothing but ignorance, and you should be held accountable for it. Ignorance it can't not exist in a human nature who states that they are logical. That is not logic. And it's not wisdom. And it's not wise. When a law doesn't apply to each and every individual equally, then it will be war. This is what war is made out of. When two logical aspects, I take that back. When non-logical aspects are met, but done by emotional greed. Greed. Understand that word, greed. Pride. Egos. Those things, those aspects makes a person do extraordinary things to the point that you regret. Whether it's Japanese, blacks, or whites. Even if black people hated a white guy, it's still ignorance. You can't hate one race because what they done, forgive them and move on. It's 2012 now. That's the same way we can't discriminate against felons. How is that? When over 600,000 felons are released from prison every year. 600,000. That's 500,000 people that are released from prison in your community. All around America. And you telling me they sit there right beside you and you discriminate. I feel that people who does that, you are racist, no, and you are prejudiced. And you know better than the man who used to hate black people. The people who used to discriminate against them, saying they nothing, calling them niggers. That's the word they use, niggers. You're no better than them. You're just the same, but just in different aspects of a new modern day ignorance, trying to disguise it. Yeah, you're not openly putting it out there, but you're insinuating through your dictations of how you try to give your suggestions to people and opposing your laws. But that is not right. So when people sit there and say, "Oh, you don't deserve that," think about it. Use your logic. Oh, because you don't be scared. Because in the end, when you really use your logic here, again, and I quote, no matter how you try to sustain or try to oppress an individual, he or she can decide whether they can do it or not. That doesn't need your permission. Come on, now you really think for me to commit my felony, do you really think I needed the government permission to do it? I did it, got caught. Plain and simple. If a person want to murder somebody right now, he probably can do it. He doesn't need a permission of the goddamn government. So the logical aspects of it, how is banning laws and banning it, like I said again, how that's going to help solve crime problems? Now, again, I don't want to sound ignorant, but again, there's certain loops that you can put limitations on what they can do with them. So again, I know I'm gonna get stupid ass comments, you know what I mean, on this part, but I just try to be real with it. But you know, that's how I feel, and I hope you take that into consideration. So thank you.